Okay, so let's define what's a continuous function. Formal definition. Okay, once again, we define the continuity. Okay, so given x and y are metric spaces, E is a subset of x, P is a point in E, F is a mapping from E to y. We say that F is continuous at x, at P, continuous at P is for every epsilon positive, there exists a delta positive such that d f of x, f of p can be made less than epsilon for all x in E with dxp is in delta. So we have discussed the definition of continuity and its various forms. So this is the one we generally accepted definition and more concise definition of continuity. Okay? Can be defined for metric spaces and can be extended to other cases, general cases also. Okay, what does it say? Okay, we have some function defined on some domain. So for real valued function defined on real numbers or a part of real numbers, we can depict the graph. Okay. So at a point T, we say that the function is continuous, means there is no break at that point. That means if there is a break, you can see that some points, because we have some break here, whatever smaller break you get, you can find a small neighborhood here. What is your f of p? Maybe a point here or maybe there. So what is your f of p? You can find some neighborhood of f of p such that all the points in the delta neighborhood, for every delta, all points in the delta neighborhood of p may not be mapped onto the epsilon neighborhood of f of p. Such a neighborhood you can choose. Okay, whatever delta you choose here, you can find that some points of in the delta neighborhood of p are mapped outside the epsilon neighborhood. So if there is a break there, it's possible. So continuity means there is no such break. So that means, so what is your f of p? The value f of p is here. Every neighborhood of f of p you choose, that is epsilon. So this point is f of p plus epsilon, and this point is f of p minus epsilon. Okay, so for any epsilon positive, you choose the epsilon neighborhood of f of p. You can see that you can find some neighborhood of p, some neighborhood of p you can choose in such a way that every point in this neighborhood of p is mapped into a point in the epsilon neighborhood of f of p. That is exactly what the continuity of f mean. Okay, so corresponding to every epsilon neighborhood of f of p, we can find a delta neighborhood of p. This is p minus delta, p plus delta. So we can find some delta neighborhood of p such that every point here is mapped onto a point in this epsilon neighborhood. Okay, that means every point x satisfying dxp less than delta, its image f of x must satisfy df of x f of p less than epsilon. So this is the meaning of continuity. Okay. Now, if in addition, if p is a limit point of the set E, then we can talk about the limit of the function f as x approaches p. Okay, so we know when we say that the limit of fx is equal to q, we have the definition. If this happens, provided there for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a delta such that if dxp is less than delta, then d of f of x q is less than epsilon. So comparing that two definitions, we can see that if in addition p is a limit point of E, we have this result. What is the result? F is continuous at p if and only if limit as extends to p, f of x is equal to f of x. So for continuity of f at p, we must get that q is the point f at p, because in that case p is a point of E also. Okay? For limit of a function, p need not be a point of the domain, but for continuity is defined only for points in E. Okay? So this is the first result we have. First theorem is this. If in addition, that means x and y are metric spaces with corresponding matrix, E is a subset of x, f is a mapping from E to y, and p is any point in E which is a limit point of E. Then f is continuous at p if and only, it's a necessary and sufficient condition that limit as extends to p, f of x is equal to f of p. So this is the proof is very directed as we explained. If we have this, by definition of limit of a function at p, you have the continuity of f at p. And conversely, if f is continuous at p, we have all this, and this implies that limit as extends to p, f of x is f of p. So no need to prove that. We check the proof. Now we consider the continuity of composition of functions. Suppose we have a metric space x, E is a subset of x, y is another metric space, z is some metric space. We have a function from E to y and another function g from f of E. We know it's a subset of y, f of E is a subset of y to z. So we have two functions. One is from, so we have the space x, the space y, z. We have f from a subset of x, so the subset is enough. We have, this is your E, it's contained in some x. Okay, so E is mapped onto f of E here. So it's a subset of y. This is your f of E. And from f of E, we have some mapping g to z. Okay. Now we can think about the function g composition f. Okay. If this is the case, you can consider the function g composition f. What is the definition of g composition f? If we choose some point x here, g composition f at x is obtained by applying f at x first. What is f of x? You have f of x is some point here. This is your f of x. X is taken to f of x, and this f of x is taken to some point here, g of f of x, and that is, so x is mapped onto this particular point. Okay, so this is g of f of x. This is the definition of g composition we have. Now result is this: if f continuous at some point p, we have some point p here at which f is continuous, and the image of p is f of p, and at this point fp, g is also continuous, and g is continuous at f of p. Okay, f is continuous at p and g is continuous at f of p. Then the conclusion is this: the composition map g composition f is continuous at p. The composition g composition f is continuous at p. This is the composition of two continuous functions. If f is continuous at some point p and g is continuous at the image of that point, then g composition f is continuous at the same point p. Okay, so how to prove it? Okay, so we have to analyze the situation first. given f is continuous at P, and where P is a point in P, that means for every epsilon, or we can choose some another number here. If needed, we can come back to epsilon. For any eta positive, there exists some theta such that, so eta stands for epsilon, this stands for delta. Okay, so here we have this given condition is this. So for every eta positive, there exists some theta positive such that, what is saying, f is continuous. What is the conclusion? D f of x, f of p is less than eta for all x in E with dxp less than c. So this is the one we have obtained when we assume f is continuous at P. Now another one is G is also continuous at f of P. It's a point in f of E. G is continuous at f of P, and this implies what? For every, you can choose some another numbers, gamma greater than 0, there exists a alpha greater than 0 such that when distance, so here you are considering distance in y, so I am not mentioning that, it's very clear. And here we have to consider the distance of g of y, g of p, g of f of p. Function is to be continuous at fp. So g at fp, this distance can be made less than or selected gamma for all points y in f of E with d y ft less than, what is the chosen number, alpha. Okay, for all, this is the one we are obtaining from the assumption that G is continuous at f of P. Clear? So f is continuous at P, so we replace epsilon by eta and delta by theta here. For every epsilon positive, there exists a theta positive such that d f of x, f of p is less than eta whenever dxp is less than theta. Now this is the distance in y, and here G is continuous at f of p in Fe. That means for every gamma, so here epsilon is replaced by gamma and delta is replaced by alpha. So for every gamma positive, there exists an alpha positive such that distance between g of y and g of f of p is less than gamma whenever distance between y and f of p is less than alpha. Okay, so this distance is in z and this is in y. Okay, so now what we want to prove, we have to prove that G composition F is continuous at P. So that how we can prove this, that is we have to choose some epsilon positive. That is to prove for every epsilon positive there exists a delta positive such that we have to get D of G composition F is defined on E. So at X, G composition F, the continuity at P we are discussing. So at P, this can be made less than epsilon whenever for all x in E with dxp less than delta. So this is what we have to prove. This is what we have to achieve. Okay. Okay, again you can combine all the three. So 3 we want to prove, 1 and 2 we have. Okay, how to get the solution? Okay, you just think about this, we will come back.